Hello, I am Sean Sands, back with more Kerbal Space Program, and yes, I can send science. I was correct that it is not the game's flaw, but my own. So thank you for those of you who pointed out that the way to get science back, which we will go ahead and do real quick, is by changing something on the transmitter, right? Change it so it can send packets. Yeah, we want to allow partial. So we can transmit this science. Well, we can when there's a common range. Back to this old game of ours. Let's go ahead and... Oh, and we're out of battery. We'll just wait till we have battery again. There we go, and we will... We cannot transmit science now all of a sudden? Don't we have science? Why do we only have the transfer crew option? Did something else change? Why do I not have... I'm going to go back to the tracking station real quick. That seemed weird. Maybe it just needs to kind of reset. Okay, transmit science. And now we're doing it, and we will let that zip on up. And hopefully we will see that once the battery is complete, it will not have the, right? Because it allows partial. So I'm just going to make sure. And then we'll talk about what we're going to do today, because this is not all we're going to do. We're going to do more than this. This is not exciting. I mean, not a ton of what I'm doing is exciting, but you know. All right, here we go. And we'll let our electrical charge get back up slowly over the course of the day. There we go. And we will transmit science again. So the science all went up. It must have automatically done it after I transmitted. Okay, we'll go back to Space Center. Now the plan remains the same. We're not going to be cheap and just kind of abuse these science exploits. I don't even know if you can call it exploit. You can. I will call it exploits. So we're going to do nuclear propulsion, and we are going to set an alarm clock, because we're gonna make a thing to go to Duna. So figuring out how this is Kerbal alarm clock. Transfer parent, transfer origin is Kerbal. Nope, there was Kerbal. Destination is Duna. And day 217 seems to be the first date we can go. Now I looked it up. It looks like we need about 1700 Delta V to get to Duna. We're not sending actual Kerbals. We're going to send a probe. And we're going to try that. So I think what we're going to do today is kind of create that probe. Do we have any more science we can get that gets us a better probe? I don't think so. I think this is all in the 300 range, right? I mean, we could fast forward time, but like that's the whole point. I said I'm not going to do that. All that said, would not mind. It's fine. Probodyne, PB, QBE, it's fine. We'll just do our regular probe. Now, it's going to be exciting to see, and now, as I understand it, we should have, we'll want power, obviously, so we'll want to put and we will not want to forget to extend these once we're out of the atmosphere. And we're going to have, a battery on it, and we're going to need a transmitter. This thing. Was that 50G? No, what's its? Oh, this is not a transmitter, and not in the way that I'm thinking of. Wait, maybe it is. Bandwidth is 5.7, packet size 2, so it's 1.1 to 61.2. So I mean, let's just get the fanciest thing. This should be able to. Boy, I hope I'm not doing something wrong here. I also need to really be thinking about the amount of batteries I need for it. but we're actually going to put the batteries on probably the science, because we're going to send a lot of science out there with this to do science on a Duna flyby. And in fact, let's put the communicatron on something else. So we're going to kind of pop that there. We're going to empty that. That's really actually what we want. Do we just have a fuselage that does that? I don't actually want. No. I feel like there should be, yeah, structural. Yeah, like that. That's what I want, right there. And then we're going to pop some science on there, obviously. Going to put a Science Junior, and then we're going to put a service bay underneath it. And we're going to put some more battery packs right up here. In fact, we're going to get the fancy battery packs. I do not want this thing running out of power. That should be more than enough, right? Because we have how much there? 400 in each of those. Yeah, let's do it 4 times. There you go. And let's just move those up a little bit. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, let's turn it off. There you go. Good. And we might even put some more 1x6s right there, just so we've got the power. More science. More science. Excellent. Do all the science. So we're going to want 2 of each of these. We're going to want our mystery go. We're going to want our thermometer. Let's put the mystery go a little further in, just so we got room for our thermometer and our barometer. Look at all that science. Let's put some lights on this. Is that crazy? That's just insane. Where are lights? Haven't done lights. Do I even have lights, right? I feel like I have lights. Dear lights. Where are you? There you are. So we're going to put some lights right here. That way we'll be able to see when we're trying to do science. Because science is more fun if you can see it. True fact. Let's see. What else do we want to do? Now that's a lot of stuff. But it's all stuff I feel like we need. Did I put a Kerbal engineer on yet? I don't think I did, so we'll pop that there. We're going to need a inline reaction wheel, not a small one. Right there. Good. And we're going to go ahead and put a decoupler there. I don't know if we'll ever actually, every time. I do it every time. Now this isn't coming home. This is going to, I mean, we may get as far as putting it in orbit around Duna. But it is not designed to come home. All right, so we know we need, let's do up a this sort of top stage. Is that too much? I feel like that's too much. So if we had one of these with one of our new nuclear engines, how much delta V is that? That's 1200 delta V. It's pretty good. So that can do a lot of work. All right, so that will be every time. I do it every time. That will be that stage. Then we're going to get another adapter. I think it's one of these that I want next. And I want to go ahead and go all the way up to the big size. Just like that. And we'll need... Is that where the advanced stabilizer goes? No, the advanced stapler is bigger than that, right? Yeah. So we'll put this here, I guess. Some RCS in there. And another large, right, because we're doing the big ones. And this is our main burn to, hopefully, to Duna. All right, so that's going to be 4,900 delta V. All right, if we can get this much into orbit around Kerbal, then we're golden, right? Right? It feels right. I'm going with it. So let's say, so now let's just worry about our Ascent stage, and we'll go from there. All right, so more giant. We'll do the little stagger version again. Don't want the orange ones. And there, and there, and there, and there. It's a lot of fuel. But I mean, this is our big mission. So let's splurge. 6859. And then we will put some radial decouplers on here. And do like we've been doing with sort of these side. Oh, did I not put it on? Yeah, there we go. Boop. Boop. And we'll put some skiffs on there. Is that crazy? 8229. That's got to be more than enough, right? Yeah, that's got to be way more than enough. Let's see. Do some of these. Oh no, those look ridiculous. We can't do those. Can't. Definitely can't do those. And these are small too, right? Oh yeah, they look obscene. We will put some space duct tape on. We put some more here. I'd really like to kind of hold this all together. It's not great looking. Let's see. Need a couple of these. Let's check our staging. Yeah, that's obviously wrong. Then we detach those, then we detach that, then we detach that. RCS thrusters. Where's our center of mass? Right there. Good. Is this good? Can we do this? Is this good? This is the Duna 1. All right. It has science. I never did put that transmitter back on. Oh, you thought I was going to forget, didn't you? You did. You know you did. It would have been an entirely reasonable assumption. Transmitter. So I'll need to extend that transmitter also before I leave. How much energy does this use? 133 per second versus 51 per second versus 34 per second. Do I really need something that strong? I mean, wouldn't this work? I don't want to lose my energy. I don't want to find myself just sort of drifting helpless out there. I'll put a couple of more, just because I don't want to have a bad thing happen. Nope. I'm going to put a couple of more photovoltaic panels on here just to be safe. All right, that's got to generate enough energy. Okay, how much do these generate? 0.3 per second. Ugh. So 4 of them generates basically 1. These 1x6s, 1.6 per second. But it's not using up that full charge all the time, right? I hope not. How much do these store? 400, so we have 1,200. We have 1,600 on this thing. Okay. Things I'm forgetting. We don't need to worry about parachutes. It's not coming back. We've got all the science. That looks good. We don't need heat shields. We don't need any more payload. We have science. Command and control done. Fuel tanks, pods. All right. I think we can take this to Duna. Let's take a look. We'll save that. Now we need to get to day 218, right? So we want to, did we not add, we did not add that alarm. Transfer origin, Kerbal to Duna, add alarm. And then can I go to that alarm? Just make it go to that alarm. We want to give ourselves 24 hours. So 59 days. So I guess we'll just scoot ahead 59 days. We're not going to do another, we're not going to go pulling more science. This is what we got. So I'm going to do a quick save. Duna prep. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, whoa, whoa. Let's not be right here. All right, we can kind of see where this ends up. So as I understand it, when I come out, I'm going to need to, my angle, have this back here somewhere. My angle that I want to be basically sort of most of the way behind Kerbal. So I'm going to start burning when I'm out here. So we'll zip on ahead to day 218. Yep, it's winding it down as we get close. And great. Should we try to go to Duna? I'm excited. I don't know why. I am. Yeah, let's send this thing. All right. So we have SAS on. That's wobbly. That is a wobbly beast. In 3, 2, 1. Oof, that is wobbly. Okay, that's fine. It's a complicated start. But I think we'll be alright. I think we can hold this. We're going to let it get up a little bit. And we will begin our roll. Okay, this isn't as difficult to control as I had feared. That start left a lot to be desired. I'm going to roll so these things can fall without hitting us, hopefully, and keep bringing it down. There you go. 260 delta V left in this stage. 160, almost 45 degrees at close to 10K, and that is the end of stage 1. All right, good job. Nope, 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 nope. Why? Ugh. It's been a while since we did that. All right. God, I hate it when it does that. Let's see. We'll turn on RCS again right before we let it go. All right, so we won't tilt nearly so far. The craft just gets really unstable. It just gets really unstable. Go ahead and turn while we're doing vertical. I still want to turn that direction. Still think that's the best way to not have, it all slam right back into our Ascent stage, but we're not going to tilt as far. We're going to try and turn on RCS just to give us a little extra control. I hope. Good. All right. Okay, we're just going to let this kind of cruise on up. Going to turn on RCS just to help us keep that extra control. I'm going to pitch it down a bit so that it's pitching down when I brake. Good. Okay. Good. Maybe it was because I rolled. All right, we're going to turn RCS back off. We're going to turn close to 45 degrees. And not wobble like crazy. Well, we're clearly going to wobble like crazy. Going to turn some RCS back on. This thing just keeps wanting to tip on me. And we have, 1,200 delta V left in this stage. We got to get up to, 2,200 or something, I think we did last time. Go ahead and bring her basically to the horizon now. Get our apoaps up around 80K, just like we have been doing. There we go. Oh. Okay. And we'll get a little closer. We still have only 377 delta V in this stage. So we don't want to let it get too far up there because the next stage is not as strong as this one. It's much more efficient. I think. Much more efficient, but... And we will burn for the horizon, finish off this stage, and then we'll have a lot more control, I think, too, on top of everything else. Oh, need to slow it down a bit. And that stage is done. And go. All right. Yeah, we're good. Now we have 3,000 delta V in this stage. So this should be both our orbit stage as well as our burn to Duna stage. Boy, it's going to be real interesting figuring out if I can get any kind of intercept with Duna. Good. Periaps is coming nearly to the horizon. Get a little closer to the apoaps. Burn it about 5 seconds. just so we can really get a nice clean circular orbit. 85, 60, 70. Good. That works for me. Turn off SAS and let's extend all the panels. Again, I know, turn SAS back on. That's annoying. Extend. I thought I put more on. Yeah. Extend. And extend. We're going to open up our comms panel as well. Where is it? There it is. Extend antenna. Antenna rating is 2G. We probably... a thing we want to do. All right, so we have this in orbit. I actually want to go back to my space center and upgrade my tracking station. I have the money to do it, and I think that will help us. Yeah. Because max power DSN power is 50G, and this will crank it up quite a bit, which I think will make sure we don't lose contact. Because that's going to be really sad if we lose contact. So which satellite are we looking at? Yeah, the Duna one. All right. So now let's start messing with maneuver nodes. We're going to zoom back out and set... we're going to set Duna as our target. Good. There's an asteroid over there. Good for us. So we want our... which way is our orbit going? Right. So like this. So we probably want our maneuver somewhere around here. And we pop it out. Go, go, go. Okay. So we're pretty good from an ascending descending perspective. And we knew this was going to... ooh, look at how close that is. It's actually really close. Can we dial that in even more? So 1,000,000 kilometers. Less than, 100. $900. Oop, that's not helping. Can we get a genuine encounter? $700,000, closing in. 650. That's got to be an encounter, right? $400, $300. Come on. Give me that thing you know I want. 200. Feel like that's an encounter. What is that? 52,000 kilometers. No, there we go. That's probably good enough. I can work it from there. because that's only 1100 delta V. Oh, and we have to burn in no time at all. Sweet though, we got a Duna encounter. I'm ridiculously excited about that. God, I just hope we don't lose. I can turn our CS back on. There we go. 1100 delta V with this. We want to be down about a minute, I think, and we'll start the burn. Should be fine either way. Or 40 seconds, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's going to be about a minute 42, so that's good. Now this encounter does not go through the planet, does it? Let's make sure. It does not appear to go through the planet, so, I mean, that's the thing you have to watch out for, apparently. I think what I did, so that was a couple episodes ago, last episode? I don't remember. Where I did a burn to get out of the lunar atmosphere and plowed right into the moon as a result. I think what I went back and looked at the video of it, and I think I still had I was still in orbit docking mode instead of staging mode, and I think that threw me off. So yeah. That's, I think, why that had happened. Not that it mattered. We just resaved or reloaded, and everything was fine. But still, felt kind of dumb. Good signal. Good trajectory. We'll lower this soon. Burn carefully so we don't over wobble. $35, $34. So we are in the atmosphere a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's get back out of the atmosphere. And then we'll go from there. We'll do the last of the burn once we're back in space. Okay, when that music stopped, I'm like, look, I checked this, you guys. You saw me check it. So good. Little, just kiss that atmosphere. 15 meters per second, 14, 13, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Yep, those are numbers. We know how to count. 2, 1. All right. Did we preserve our encounter? Yeah, mostly. Let's see. Let's do a maneuver here to kind of dial it back in. Doing a periaps at 43. Little bonus delta V out in the middle of nowhere. 42. Slow it down. Ooh, 100,000 meters. All right. It's going to take us 48 days to get to this burn. We will warp to that maneuver, though. Watching our energy. Electric charge holding nicely. Signal strength holding nicely. Everything seems working. Just a quick 8-second burn. Orbiting the sun at nearly 10,000 meters per second. Lots of electric charge, good signal. And go ahead and Here we go. Good, good, good. And we have a peri-ups of 121,000. Ha ha! All right. Well, I think I'm actually going to call it there. In the next episode, we will actually do our encounter into Duna. That looks more like a... Okay, we're going to go over the pole. So, not exactly the way you wanted to do it, but... and we could always adjust that if we wanted to, but I don't think it matters. Again, mostly what we're doing here is grabbing a little science, doing a flyby, doing our first Duna mission of any kind. I don't think we actually have any kind of mission associated with that. Miss Kerbal. Well, yeah, flyby of Duna. And we'll be able to gather scientific data from Duna. We will not return to Kerbal from a flyby. That will be another episode. But and so will the actual flyby itself. Until then, as always, my name is Sean Sanders. Thank you for joining me for Kerbal Space Program. Here is our machine, and yeah, everything's going good so far. Had the one restart we had to do because, you know, air. But until then, my name's Sean Sands, and we will see you again real soon.